Study your politicians, especially your president. Let me explain to you why. You got to know what your politician and your local community is going to do and what their philosophies are. Here's why you need to know their philosophies. If their philosophy is to do heavy-duty taxing on you, you need to adjust accordingly. If their philosophy is to cut down taxes, you need to adjust accordingly. People ask me, Pat, what am I going to do with Trump? Start a business. Taxes are being cut. Go make your millions of dollars the next 4 years. And if it's 8 years, go make your money and adjust. Everything's about adjustment. But you can't not know what their philosophies are. You need to know the philosophies of the politicians in your community. Number 12, study smart investors, but don't be too religious about them. Like, for instance, you ought to read everything Warren Buffett's got. Read every single thing Warren Buffett's got. Every single thing. Read any of the books that he's got, go read them. Because what he's going to teach you is his way of thinking, his mindset. He's going to teach you the way he's thinking. Like some people said, why did Warren Buffett spend $35 million to buy silver 6 years ago? And why did he all of a sudden, why does he not do any technology and stays away with it? You know, and why does he? These are philosophies. The thing that you got to respect about Warren Buffett, when he says, I don't do technology, he didn't do technology. So he stuck to a philosophy long enough until it worked. Study smart investors. Number 13, play your game. Don't compare. Let me explain. This is extremely problematic to a lot of people because let's just say on this doubles game, you're here. And let's just say your cousin is here. Why are you comparing yourself to him? You need to play your doubles game. Let's say you're here. Let's say your best friend is here. It's not the same game. He's 4 doubles ahead of you. It's not the same game. You just got to make sure you play your game. You can't say I'm going to play my game at the level of what the other guys are, because when you do it that way, you make reckless decisions and you lose a double. You don't want to lose doubles. You want to gain doubles. I don't know. I hope I'm making sense to you. You don't want to go backwards. And anytime you focus on this guy, you sometimes go backwards. Focus on your game. Focus on your strategies. Focus on your time horizon. Focus on your risk tolerance and play according to that game. Your vision may not be to be a billionaire. Your vision may not be to go out there and do something very big. Your vision may not be to be a person that's got 150 million bucks. Your vision may not be to be a decamillionaire. Your vision may be, I want to one day have $2 million. That's all good. Play to that game and put a plan next to it. Play to that game, but don't constantly compare yourself to other people. Okay, next, index. A lot of people say, well, as long as you beat the index. Okay, as long as you beat the index. I am more concerned of beating my goals than I am about beating the index. I'm not worried about beating the index. I'm worried about beating my goals. What is my goal? What is the deadline? I want to beat that number because it's mine. That's what I'm committed to. What is my deadline? I'm committed to this. I'm not committed to the index. I'm committed to this. Maybe I need to do a lot more than what the index is doing because this is why I'm in business. In business, I can control the amount of growth I'm going to have on my income. I can't control if I'm studying just the index and the index is going 11.9%. I beat it 2.3%, but that's going to take me a long time for me to get over here. No. Play your game. Beat your goals instead of trying to beat the index only. 15, befriend moneymakers. I'll tell you why befriend moneymakers that you trust. If you're around other people that know how to make money, you're going to make money. It's just kind of how things work out. If you're around people that know how to make money, you're generally going to make money. If you're around people that don't even know how to make money or don't even make a lot of money, you're not going to make a lot of money. You know, so know who you're going into business with, know who you're doing things with. Sometimes things seem too sweet or sexy and all this stuff, but you don't know the person. I don't touch any of that stuff. It's important for me to know who I'm going to be doing business with. I hire very slowly, very slow. I fire very fast. The moment I'm done with somebody, boom, gone. 4 people we fire in a day, no problem. I can't do this. The tolerance is not in the right place. We can't do this. We need to move on. But I hire slowly, especially the higher up it is. The more I travel with the person to get to know them. Same exact thing when it comes down to here. Whoever you're going to do business with, befriend them. Travel with them. If somebody's extremely wealthy, go to dinner with them. Get to know their wife. See how they're around their kids. Kind of see their standards of living, see their discipline, see their behavior, and then say, I like this person. I like what their friends say about him. I like how his cousin talks. I like how this is a person I can do money and business with. Number 16, diversification is for absolute sissies, okay? So if you're a sissy and your risk tolerance is very low, it's okay. It's okay to be a sissy. A lot of people are sissies. But if you truly want to create wealth and you're wondering why in your lifetime you've worked for 17 years and you don't have a single penny and you've made $617,000, yet you only have $6,000 to show for it, there's a problem there. There's a problem there. What is the problem? Diversification is a great concept to sell for these expert financial advisors that are playing every single thing safe and all these other things. Yes. Now, for those of you that are watching this and you're 73 years old, diversification may be good for you if you already have hit your goal of $6 million and you're where you're at. You're 62 years old. I respect the fact that you've already hit your numbers. That's solid. Risk tolerance lower, time horizon lower. Okay, you're playing a different game. I'm talking mainly for the people that are in the offensive mode of their lives, that you're trying to get here. Maybe you're around this market. I'm not talking to the people that are here. I'm talking to the people that are here. You're trying to get your doubles to go quickly, faster. If you just rely on diversification, 20, 30, 40 years, well, then you just got to know that it's going to take 40 years. It's going to take 30 years. Maybe. That's if everything goes the way it's supposed to be going. So I don't recommend just relying on diversification to take you to where you want to get to. 17. The game is about leverage. Everything is leverage. Now, let me explain what leverage means. I'm not saying leverage going to debt with everything. I'm not talking leverage like that. I'm talking leverage, period. What could leverage be? Leverage your business. How can you grow your business if you're running a business? How can you leverage to have more support? How can you leverage to sell more? How can you leverage to expand more? How can you leverage to increase the value of your business more? How can you leverage to market yourself more? How can you leverage to get to the customer faster? How can you leverage to increase the speed of growth of your business? How can you leverage to get certain things going? How can you leverage? Everything is a leverage game. Everything is a leverage game. And the more you study the concept of leverage and the game, how it works, the better it is for your wealth. Number 18, positioning. Positioning has to do with, for instance, I'll tell you what positioning, we can do a whole thing on positioning, but I'm just going to give it to you in a shorter sense. Positioning. If I'm going to go work at a company and I'm going to have a piece of the equity and I'm going to position myself to own a piece of that company, and it's going to go public, that's smart positioning. That's very, very smart positioning. Tom over here, who's our president, Tom created his wealth by positioning. He went and positioned himself in certain places and participated in the victory by owning a piece, and he positioned himself. Sometimes it's positioning. Sometimes it's who you're running with. A lot of times people say, wow, I'm making great income with this company I'm at. Yeah, but you haven't positioned yourself here because there's no backing on the equity. So it's positioning. You got to also position yourself here to make sure you're taking care of that part, right? Of course, you got to take care of your credit. You got to have high income, savings, investments, but you got to make sure you position yourself properly as well. Number 19. Strategic partnerships. The more you can create an environment, it's kind of similar to Befriend Moneymakers, but this is slightly different because it's intentional. If you can figure, like what we do with our company, is we have strategic partnerships where a lot of people make money, okay? The more people make money, the more people continue to do business with you if there's strategic partnerships. I have strategic partnerships with $400 billion companies, $200 billion companies, $60 billion companies. I have strategic partnerships with a lot of different companies that benefits them, okay? Strategic partnership increases the value of making money because a lot more people are making money with you when they go into business with you. And last but not least, big check syndrome. Let me tell you what the big check syndrome is. So for instance, say you are doing a real estate, hypothetically, okay? And all of a sudden you get, this one client wants you to sell their home. It's a $3 million home. I'm just throwing numbers out there. And you go and sell this $3 million home and the check is $100 and some thousand that you get. And you say, oh my gosh, I made $100,000. And for 2 months, you live as if you made $100,000 in a month. What you don't realize is that $100,000 check in a month, you need to look at it as an $8,300 a month income for that year. That's what that means. It's not $100,000. And I've seen so many people who treat this as $100,000 in a month, and they get cocky, arrogant, all this stuff, and then they go back to right here. And their double goes lower and lower and lower. And they don't realize it's just a big payday. Let me explain. Would you rather have, right now, a $500,000 cash I give you? Watch this question, you're going to answer. Would you rather take a $500,000, okay, given to you, up front, I'm going to give you $500,000, or would you rather take an income stream, guaranteed, okay, of $100,000 over 20 years? Which one would you take? $500,000 up front, $100,000 over 20 years. Which one would you take? You know what, believe it or not, most people will say, well, I think the right answer is $100,000. Most people would take the $500,000. Let me tell you why the $100,000 allows you to do more. The $100,000 is $2 million. The $500,000 is $500,000. See, this gives me the opportunity to have a stronger backing to make bigger decisions to get bigger doubles. Now, you may say, Pat, but $500,000, that already puts me here. It's irrelevant if you don't know how to play the money game. It's irrelevant if you don't know how to play the money game. I want high income as well. I want income coming in that feeds my game so I can increase my net worth. This is a very, very important game So don't get too crazy about big check syndrome and all of a sudden fall for it and lose everything that you got, because it can totally mess up with your net worth and you work all the way back to your doubles.